Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. If you like this video, feel free to like the video. If you like the content of this page, please feel free to subscribe to this page and hit the notification bell so you can be put into the loop with what's going on when we release new content. So, in this video, man, I kind of want to talk about or follow up on a video and go into detail about why the Barcelona starlet, the new one, who just scored a goal and assisted in one this past weekend, Ansu Fati, why he opted for Spain instead of Guinea Bissau and Portugal. I kind of want to go into a bigger detail about why he did that. And this video is also a response to some of the comments I got on the bottom of that video, in which I had to basically give a certain individual a piece of my mind because he's too dumbfounded to realize what's going on. Alright, here's the thing. I mean, reason number one is obvious he ain't picking Guinea Bissau because, I mean, let's face it, Guinea Bissau, that team, I mean, even the country right now is not really in a position where it can actually give the members of that team a fighting chance at actually qualifying for a World Cup. I mean, we just have to look at how they did in African nations, and the proof is in the pudding. I mean, in African nations, they were eliminated. They didn't even get to the knockout stages. So if they can't do well domestically, what makes Ansu Fati think they're going to do well internationally? Which is why he didn't pick Guinea Bissau. I think Ansu Fati is thinking along international lines and not domestic lines. So, I mean, obviously, I can go into the whole spill of it and things like that, and I can go into even more detail about why he did decide to play for Guinea Bissau, but that's number one reason. I mean, it's just that they're not going to compete internationally. They're probably not going to qualify to compete internationally. That's just what it is, I can do a whole another live video about African football, But this is going to be the meat of the video, what I'm going to get into right now. The reason why Ansu Fati didn't play for Portugal is, for one, as I said before, Portugal only have one guy, man. Portugal only have like one guy that really takes the brunt of the responsibility and plays multiple roles on that team. And that one guy, as you know, is Cristiano Ronaldo. We know this, Sure, there's other players like João Felix. Sure, there's other players like Nelson Semedo, who plays for the same team as Ansu Fati, by the way, same club team. Sure, there's other players like, Nani, you know what I mean? Sure, there's other players like Pepe. Sure, there's other players on Portugal. Sure, a majority of the Portuguese players on the national team play for big European clubs. But that does not necessarily mean that there is cohesion with that team. to be honest, that team lets Cristiano Ronaldo lead the charge. That's pretty much what it comes down to, okay? I mean, we've seen this numerous amounts of time in every tournament. Till this day, the best finish that Portugal has had in international competition is third place in the World Cup. That's the best that they have done so far. They have not won the World Cup. The only trophy of note that they have won was the Euro Cup, okay? And you have to look at how they won that thing. It was trash. What they did is they literally parked the bus with 12 defenders. They scored one goal and defended the whole time after that. Okay? France had many opportunities to score, but it's very difficult to score when you have 11 people in the box, man. It's very hard for people. It's very hard to score. You know? So that's, I mean, when you finish third in World Cup and that's your best finish, third place, then like, I mean, why would you want to play for Portugal? Like, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I know, you know, Guinea Bissau is a former Portuguese colony, but I mean, like, why would you want to play for them? You know, why would you sign up to play for them if, like, even this previous World Cup, they didn't beat Uruguay. But granted, Uruguay is a strong team. They got, like, a lot of people like Edison Cavani. They got Luis Suarez. They got a lot of top guys, you know. But I mean, you're supposed to, I mean, you're a European team, so you're supposed to be getting past dudes like that. You know, let's look at the other factor why he didn't opt for Portugal. I mean, when you look at Portugal in football in general, when you look at Portugal's football pedigree, and people are not going to like this, but I'm going to say it anyway, man. When you look at Portugal's club football pedigree and the three top teams, which is Benfica, Sporting Lisbon, and FC Porto. Between all of them, FC Porto's won Champions League one time. Between those teams. It's won Europa League, I think, twice. Benfica hasn't won the Champions League. Sporting Lisbon hasn't won the Champions League. Sporting Lisbon hasn't won a Europa League. Benfica hasn't won a Europa League. These are the only three recognizable teams that most people know from Portugal. If you ask the avid football fan. I mean, the only people who know about the other teams like Braga and these other teams are those who living in Portugal. So, you know, I'm just going to keep it a buck. Portugal's not a strong league, man. It's not strong as Bundesliga. It's not strong as La Liga. It's not strong as Serie A. It's not strong as Premiership. I would say that, like, when we really think about it, that maybe the Portuguese league is like maybe like half a step up from the French league, man. So why would he want to play for a team that like these players are coming from, if they're coming from a weak league like that? Why would he want to play for them? when we know that La Liga in Spain is way better than and way more competitive than you know, the league in Portugal. You know, Portugal, I'm just gonna be real, man. Portugal has a history of relying on one dude on the national team, whether it be a Subio, okay, whether it be Cristiano Ronaldo, whether it be Luis Figo. So why would he want to carry just the brunt and be the only dude that is like basically leading the charge next to Ronaldo? With Spain, you have more guys, man. You have way more guys who can do more things. And plus why wouldn't he play for Spain, man? When most of the guys who are playing for Spain on the national level play on the same club team, man, for the most part. How many Barcelona players are on the Spain national team? So there's already that cohesiveness there. So that's why he is wanting to opt for Spain. You know? So if like, you know, you Portuguese decaps can cry all you want to, man. I'm just going to keep it with no filter. Your team is trash. Your national team is trash. Okay? I'll admit that most of the African teams, and this is coming from an African, that most of the African teams in the World Cup, they did trash. Because I'm not going based off of my feelings. I'm going based off of results. I'm going based off of objectivity. You Portuguese decaps are going off of your feelings, okay? Your team is trash. Your national team is trash. Your league is trash. Okay? Even right now, I have a cousin. He just left Portugal to go play at an academy in Spain. I have another cousin right now in Sporting Lisbon in the youth academy. Boubacar Boy Jallo, look him up. The Tottenham's talking about getting him. Okay? And he's considering going to Tottenham because he knows that if he goes there, his game is only going to elevate. And he's going to become a better player rather than just staying at Sporting Lisbon. So, you know, that's why Ansu Fati is playing for Spain. He knows what time it is. Spain has a way better pedigree than Portugal. They won multiple Europa Leagues. I think they've won it back to back. You know, it's very difficult to win that thing back to back. They've won a World Cup. Okay? They're going to have their resurgence where I think they're going to compete. When this next Europa League comes, I think they're going to be one of the teams to watch. Portugal, I can't say the same thing. You know, although Cristiano Ronaldo, he still has it. I mean, don't get it twisted. He still got it, you know. But against these other guys, I don't think he's going to be able to compete. Especially against France. When you got dudes like Ousmane Dembele in France, although he's like injury prone. When you got guys like Kylian Mbappe in France. You know, when you got guys like Paul Pogba in France. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but those guys have, it's a way better team. You know? And it's the same thing with Spain. They just have a better team. So that's why he's playing for them. Not to mention he lived there. That's where his dad moved to. His dad moved to Spain. His dad didn't move to Portugal, man. So if his dad moved to Spain instead of Portugal, why wouldn't he play for Spain? Okay? It's just simple. Portugal's national team ain't that good, man. Okay? Their local league ain't that good. Because if it was that good, they would be winning Champions Leagues, or they would at least be getting to the finals, or at least like close to the finals, and they would be winning Europa Leagues. But they're not doing it, man. Because at the end of the day, I said it before and I'll say it again, I don't care whose feelings are hurt. Portugal's national team, Portugal's league is trash, okay? And basically La Liga in Spain is a way stronger league, and basically Spain's national team is stronger. So that's why Ansu Fati is playing for who he's playing for right now on the domestic level, which is FC Barcelona, and on the international level, which is Spain. And so, man, that's all I'm going to say about this issue. If the same decafs want to talk crap and leave comments, I gave you the receipts and I gave you your team's history. Out of all the teams in Portugal, you guys only have one Champions League between you guys out of all the teams. Whereas when you look at teams in England, when you look at teams in Germany, when you look at teams in Italy, they have multiple Champions Leagues between them. You know, you don't even have a team that won Champions League twice. Okay? You only have one team that won Champions League. Whereas there's many teams in Spain who have done that feat. There's many teams in England who have done that feat. There's many teams in Italy that have done that feat. So, you know, man, yeah, I mean, this is just what it is. You know? If it's not his fault that he's playing for Spain. Perhaps if Portugal was placing high in international competition, he would play for Portugal. But that's not the case. So, I mean, it's obvious why he would want to play for Spain. I don't know why you guys are getting in your feelings, okay? The reality, as I said before, your league is trash and your national team is trash. And I'm just going to leave it at that. This is Fula signing out. Leave your comments and leave your thoughts on this video. Njarama.